I think people respect SM for being experimental, but also kind of hate them for it.
The strategy is way too confusing. I don't want to have to study to understand a boy band. I just want to enjoy.
I'm Katie.
I'm Zoe.
And this is
K-Pop, please. Or K-Pop, chill.
So today we are discussing something that has been pretty hugely controversial within fandom.
It's mega news. Mega SM news.
Yeah. SM pulling some weird shit yet again. Super M, which they are calling the Avengers of K-Pop. A title that is, problematic,
it's not
you say?
Okay. Yeah. I think that aside from what the whole group is trying to be, titling them as the Avengers of K-Pop in itself is kind of a slap in the face for all the other SM artists that belong to the label, as well as all the groups that the individual performers are picked up from. So I think that the major thing that the fandom is upset about is calling them the Avengers, because that's basically saying that these are the best of the best of the best of SM, which, well, that's very subjective, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, it comes across as a big money grab and a way of kind of trying to force fans of one group to start to support another group that they did not sign up for. I mean, okay, so in Super M, as it's called,
which in itself really confusing, by the way.
Yeah,
Super M. There's way too many
Junior
Super
M. Like there's.
I can't keep track.
It's confusing. Everyone's calling them sperm. It's it's not a great name generally. It's just kind of like,
I need like a family tree of SM so I can keep track, because I can't keep track of all these subunits that are super something.
But let us lay down the groundwork of what Super M is. Basically, it contains a few members from basically SM's biggest boy groups.
All of them, right?
Yes, all of them that are currently
active, right?
So we have Baekhyun and Kai from EXO, Taemin from SHINee, and then 4 members of NCT, Taeyoung, Mark, Lucas, and Ten. Since NCT is the newest group and relatively a little bit less popular than like EXO or SHINee, they do have a lot of fans, a ton of fans, like that are established all over Twitter, all over YouTube. Like, I actually see more NCT related content on YouTube these days than EXO or SHINee. Probably just because their fans are younger and creating a ton of content. But
there's also like 23 of them or something.
Yeah, there's like 20. People, it seems like from what I'm seeing on the comments, most of the people that are upset are EXO fans.
Which is the oldest and the most, well, that's not true. SHINee is more
but I think because most of SHINee is in the military right now, and Taemin's the only one that isn't in the military.
And he's the youngest, right?
Yes, he's
right.
And I think he's got like another 2 years before he has to go. But everyone else is in the military right now, so they're like, okay, well, Taemin can join this group because he doesn't have another group that he is beholden to right now. I mean, like, a lot of them wish that he would focus on his solo activities because his solo stuff is very good.
He's very successful.
Lending his talents to a group like that doesn't, I think, or I haven't seen as much rage about it. Most of the rage seems to be about EXO, and in their last year before they basically, most of the group is enlisted, and 2 of the members are already enlisted. Schumann and Dio already left. And the last comeback they would have was in November, and they basically think that EXO has been very poorly managed in the last couple of years, largely due to SM trying to promote the new boy group NCT and kind of just like out with the old and with the new kind of vibe. I mean, I feel like every group of like fan eventually probably feels that way, like when their own group starts to get less comebacks, starts to get older and like have to go to the military and stuff, it inevitably is going to lead to things slowing down. But they were like, we had an ample amount of time to get like a solid amount of content, a solid amount of like everyone to get last chances to shine as a group before they had to separate, and we did not get those.
Right.
That was not fully actualized before. Right. And then you just are using them to promote your other groups.
Yeah. So the EXO fans feel that the other members of EXO who are also currently not actively working are a little bit left behind or being pushed to the side, while they just cash out on their most profitable members of each of the groups. So yeah, I don't know how that, I don't know whether or not this is a project group.
I mean, I think it is a project group because, I mean, just because I don't see how without, and I guess this is also how they can really be that active while also keeping the other groups active. So I don't know if the plan is for the other groups to not be active while they're active, right. In which case I totally get why people would be pissed. Like, oh, okay.
Because that means it's pushing EXO's comeback even
EXO's more. And I guess NCT too. Right. If they aren't, or will they not? If NCT has a comeback while Super M is active, will they not be involved, or will they be? A lot of people are also worried about their idols being overworked. I think that's with NCT. A lot of people. It seems like most of the fans that I see that are like actually happy about it are NCT fans, and they're multi fans, and that they are also fans of EXO and SHINee. Because
also, will the members of Super M going to switch in and switch out as other members get more famous and more popular and profitable? Because that's another.
I don't know if that. I don't think that's the case. I don't think, or I didn't see that mentioned in any articles.
They'll
or
just
anything
have
like
another group, Super M.
I don't know. I mean, like because so that makes me think it must be. I mean, most super groups are usually just a side project. I've never heard of a like that are like involved like artists from multiple things like Finksy Child. I don't know how many albums or how many songs they've come out with, but it's just like an occasional thing. So maybe or maybe it was even just a one-time thing.
I guess they'll have to see if Super M is a knockout success. Because I'm sure if it makes them gazillions of money, SM will find a way to keep them going.
Yeah, true.
Even if that means abandoning everybody else and focusing on, like, they will find some way to keep it afloat. So I understand why the fans could be upset. At first, I didn't really understand what all the commotion was about. I was like, it's all cross promotion within the same label. Like, what's the big deal? Why can't the different members of different groups come together and do a collaboration? But once you pointed out the title that they're being kind of coined as, which is the Avengers, I can see how that's a little problematic for the stands of each group.
Because it's not only kind of implying that I saw some tweets like implying that the other members of the group are just background guys for the superheroes. Like, you're just side characters. Maybe we'll give you a cameo, but like
it's also leaning on the loyalty of each of the groups to come together as one force and like promote this one super group without really giving each of the fandom
what they actually
want, which is a focused.
Well, that's what I've heard. I also saw people saying was if we were getting what we wanted from our groups individually, like not so much like demanding stuff from the group, but if they felt that everything had been properly managed thus far, they'd be like, oh great, this is just a fun side project maybe. But like EXO didn't get another comeback before they started having to go off to the military, and so they're like, now you're just going. So this definitely means EXO's not going to get as many comebacks.
And I just feel really bad for all the other members and how they must feel when this whole thing came out and them calling this particular group the Avengers. I feel like it's kind of a hit to the ego for everybody, all the other members who's worked just as hard. Or
I mean, the thing is, like, I'm seeing both sides of people saying like this is a slap to face the other members, but also saying the people that did get selected don't even want to be in it. Like, so it's like a slap in the face to them. Like you have to do this, but then you can't do this. Like
you have to make more money for us by being part of this mega group that with a bunch of people that you didn't train with.
I mean, because like the concept, I get where they thought people would be excited about it, because like a lot of people, like a lot of fans like live for interactions between like different groups and their favorite groups, and love seeing that kind of thing. But that's different when it's then like forcing it together and expecting people to just be excited about it. But I agree. When I first heard about it, I was like, oh, sounds cool. Like I was like,
yeah, like sounds like a good idea.
I mean, that's
like, why not?
I'm only a casual fan of all these groups. Like I like all of their music. Every time they come out with a new album, I will always watch the music video several times. I like them. I know all their names. But I'm not intensive of a fan that I'm really gonna get mad about stuff. Like, like about, like not like, I understand where fans are coming from, but I personally am interested to see what they come up with, actually. Like
also, who knows if they get along with each other or not? I don't know. I mean, in Korean society and in the K-pop industry, the whole hierarchy of 선배 and 후배 relationship is quite a big thing. So I wonder how the members feel about being selected, if they've even been really, if they were even really part of the discussion before it was being formed, because oftentimes we hear that, you know, these K-pop idols or these trainees don't even know that they're in a group or what's happening until after the decision has been made and like announced publicly.
Since they are technically employees of SM, they can't say no. Like they can't say, I don't want to do this. They have to say, please come out and support us. Like, please support.
And they have to play nice
this new
no matter what. Let us know what you guys think in the comments about Super M. Whether or not you're excited about them, or if it's upsetting for you. If you are excited, who are you rooting for? And yeah, let us know what your opinion is about this controversial topic, I suppose.
What do you think will you support it?
Yeah.
Like, will you buy the album? That's what a lot of people are fighting about, like, should, like, because people say they'll boycott it, and other people are saying, you're weak, you won't actually boycott it when the time comes. As soon as Baekhyun says, go buy my album, you'll buy the album.
100%.
And like, what do you I'm sorry, Baekhyun, okay, I'll do it. I love you.
I guess if you ask me to, I'll do anything.
Yeah. What do you think the concept is going to be?
Yeah.
I'm thinking
we've only seen one picture, right? Of like the shadows.
It's very dramatic. It's like
very mysteriously like standing
suits. With something like the Avengers of K-Pop, they're gonna go with the superhero theme. That'd be a little.
That would be hilarious.
But
I would love that.
I feel like they would, again. This is like I've seen this joke on Twitter. Like they are calling themselves the Adventure, but really it's SM is gonna turn out more like Justice League. SM is Zack Snyder.
It's really funny.
But I also could see that actual vibe, like of them doing like sexy dark superhero, because they're all have kind of sexy vibes.
Yeah, they're
individually.
They're all sultry.
They're all so I don't see them actually going for an Avengers kind of more comedy vibe. I could see them fully going like dark, Batman, vengeance. I'm wearing a very tight latex leather suit and fighting crime, but maybe I'm an anti-hero. Sexy anti-hero superhero music video.
Wow.
That's the vision. And I can't say, as I'm picturing, I can't say I'd be mad about it. But
I would watch it.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
We would react to it.
If they don't go in that direction, I think it's gonna be sexy dark.
When is it supposed to come out? Like
October.
October?
October.
That's wait 2 months?
Yeah. People are also saying that that's when BTS is supposed to come back from their longer vacation.
It's only 2 months?
Yeah, I know.
There's nothing extended about that. 2 months? That's shorter than a summer vacation.
I know. Well, that's the thing with K-pop is like, because I was reading the Western media has taken that headline of BTS as taking an extended vacation and like running with it in the way that it sounds like people, they're acting like it's One Direction and like saying, we're taking a break, we're taking a hiatus, but it really means they're disbanding. So like all the
no.
headlines are like BTS is probably gone, like because they said they're taking an extended vacation.
When they
which
really
means
just meant they're like taking
literally
long
just
weekends.
taking a like like oh we're gonna
Yeah.
take off like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Because like in K-pop and especially with BTS, they are so churn out so much content and are so work so hard all the time that like 2 months is like an eternity to like in there.
They haven't taken even 1 week off since they debuted in 2013.
Yeah,
right?
like I mean I don't know about 1 week, but they have not had a break this long.
Right, like they're constantly preparing for the next thing. So
Yeah.
who knows how long of a dedicated time
Yeah.
where they got to do their own thing.
Yeah.
So
Because yeah, like in Western groups, like not doing something for 2 months is like normal, like very
Like
normal.
every
Like
year.
you would never mention that. Like that would never be something worth
It's not
mentioning.
even- right.
So like if you're gonna mention an extended break, it probably means 2 years.
Yeah.
if you're talking
long
about
time.
like an American pop star. So like I get why people are really mad about like at like the news outlets for like blowing it all out of proportion and thinking that they're disbanding because I guess they're just looking at it with a very American mindset.
Gotcha.
I guess do your research more, but yeah,
Right.
BTS is okay. They're coming back probably around the same time as Super M. So
well, October is gonna be a big month then.
October's
So
gonna be
stay
lit.
tuned.
Bye.